I'm Brian Blake. I'm here to start the tour out in the main studio space here. This space is an amazing space for what gets done in this space. We have everything from a small talking heads at a table to religious organizations that have a space and a band to we've even had a wrestling ring full wrestling ring brought into this 40 by 32 room and then shot here with 3 to 4 cameras or even 5 cameras at this point. So it's an amazing space. It can do an awful lot with the space. But let's kind of walk around back to the main studio control room. This is going to be kind of a quick hit the top highlights of the space because we don't have a time to really go into any real depth of detail in the space. But moving right along towards the main studio control room, watch your step with the cable. Here's our main studio control room with its ginormous multi-monitors there. When we've got the ability to monitor all of our signals, we can bring in additional information from laptops and scanned media, DVDs, other tape. We've got Final Cut on 2 Mac Pros over here, so we can record straight to tapeless media. And then we're working on the tapeless media process throughput from ingest throughout. So this is just very in brief our new completely rebuilt main studio. And moving right along here. That's about right.
Let the camera go first. He's got some serious balance.
We're going to be heading to the...
Passing you on to Stefan.
We're going to be heading to the front of the building, and we'll be looking at the transfer stations. We'll just head here to the front part of the building. If you come over here. These look like ordinary iMacs because that's what they are, but this is the space when a producer completes their video project, they bring in external hard drives, connect them to these computers here, and then just copy their digital files over onto the building network, which is sent into the master control in the back. Previously, people would actually have to bring in tapes, and they would stick tapes through that slot in the door. Now they put in their digital file and fill out a paper contract and put it through that slot in the door. And now we're going to go take a look at the equipment room, moving right along down there, and Brian will show us some of the things that we have in equipment. So
this is our main this is our equipment area. All of the gear that comes in and out of this building goes through this room. And we have a substantial amount of gear that we can check out to the people who come down, attend our general orientation, sign up to become producers or members, and then start taking levels of certification in our classes. And so, what they're certified on, they can reserve up to 3 weeks in advance for 21 days to check out. And then we also have edit systems that can go out into the field. Like this is an iMac that can go out in the field to edit on for 72 hours. So here's some great post-production support that we have here at Channel Austin. We have quite a bit of new camera gear here, from our 270s to our iYouth cameras to our Z5s, our Z1s. All of these are digital cameras, HD capable, and they can all go tapeless with the gear that we have here. So they can go tapeless from ingest through to delivering their file out at the file transfer station. So moving right along here, I'll pass you along to Stefan.
So we're going to be heading to the heading down the hallway here. Wait for Mr. Cameraman to follow me down here. We're going to be heading down the hallway. One thing you'll notice on the hallways here is we have art on the walls. Previously, these were bulletin boards, but we have an art exhibit that went up when we had our Digital Fusion Fest. And we're working with some other art organizations in Austin to arrange some additional exhibits. This is our conference room you see back there. This area in here we call the Producer's Lounge. This machine over here on the corner is a dub rack for transferring different tape formats. People even may have old 3/4-inch tapes they can bring and convert to DVDs or other kinds of formats. And now we're going to be looking at the mini studio floor and the mini studio control room.
This is our mini studio. This is our smaller studio here. And it is really... has an extreme amount of use. I mean, there is just an awful lot that goes on in the mini studio. It's one of our most popular studios, and this room is set up with robotic cameras out on the floor and in the control room. So as you can see, I've got a robotic camera in this control room, and I can turn this fellow around and use it to shoot me shooting you. So that somebody can, run a one-man show out of this control room, do all their tapes, switch all their signals, and be themselves on camera as it goes out to air. So this room's got a lot of capability. It's extremely similar to the main studio, so that the upgrade path between the two rooms is very clean. So instead of it just being a completely separate room, it's just an upgrade from this room to the control room of the main studio that you just saw. So it has very similar capabilities from the CG to the Final Cut recording, etc. So moving right along.
And most of the gear that you're seeing here in the studios was purchased with the $1 million upgrade capital equipment upgrade from Time Warner that was discussed earlier this year. So we're going to go down here and take a look at one of the edit bays, or the edit suites that has 3 edit bays in them. This is This is one of our rooms for editing. Each room has 3 workstations with an iMac and a deck and a monitor. And after people take the Final Cut Pro class, they can come in here and they can edit their video on these machines. So they can check out the cameras, record to tape or to digital files, come in here and edit. So there's 6 workstations here, and then, as Brian was noting, there's 7 available for checkout. And then we're going to move along here and take a look at the micro studio. This is an even smaller studio. So we have the main studio, the mini studio, and the micro studio. And the Pico studio, right? Where's the Pico studio? Laura Morrison says. Yeah. So this is really a space. There's going to be a camera mounted right here, and this really is a space for a one-person operation. This might be a place where someone would do film reviews, or they would be on camera, but then roll in whatever other footage they might want to do. This is a new facility. This hasn't gone online yet. And previously, some of these rooms that you're looking at back here used to be completely full of one editing system in them, these old tape-to-tape linear editing systems. So that's changed. So we're going to move along here and look at the master control, which is sort of the brains of the whole operation as far as getting the signals from the digital files out.
Now we're headed into our master control playback facility. This room here is essentially our computer-based file delivery system to air. So this is what delivers content to air. This takes the place of us driving 300 tapes 3 times a week across town to the Time Warner playout racks and decks. So this room is literally the heart and soul of this facility as far as what hits air. So we've got 7 terabytes of data on one RAID system, another 7 terabytes on another, and it's really for all those files that are being delivered now with the HD content and the standard def content that's coming through, and we encode it to the proper flavor of encoder for us to hit air with it, and then boom, we go out on air. So you can see our channels as they hit out on our channels 10, 11, and 16, and look, we're live on the air out of this room. So there's a lot, like I said, that goes out of this place. It's just almost amazing sometimes. The amount of content that we generate is just perpetually ongoing, people delivering in files. When we first opened this room up for testing, or I should say the file delivery for testing, we opened it up for a couple of people, and then we were ready to open it up, and I want to say within 4 months, we were getting about 80 plus 85, 87 more % digital file delivery. So that's how fast people got away from tape. And that's really where it's going, is tapeless.
Again, if you're watching live, we're at Channel Austin. We are at the Council Committee on Emerging Technology, and we've just been going on a tour of the building. And council members are following us back into the main studio, where they will go back onto the podium. So that concludes our tour of Channel Austin.
Thank you so much.